Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien. Today we're going to start looking at some cryptocurrencies here. We're going to start by looking at Ethereum, see how Ethereum is hanging out and what it's currently trying to do today. Right now we see that Ethereum is currently at $1,577. Okay, I've been trading Ethereum earlier today, day trading it. And I'll show you what I've been looking at with Ethereum, okay? Because I saw some patterns play out here. So anyways, looking at the early morning hours here for Ethereum around 9 p.m. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. New York time, East Coast time here. We saw Ethereum get a nice little pump up, got above the 200 moving average, this red line on the 5-minute chart here. And it came out, it topped out at 1613, right? And what I saw right off the bat with Ethereum this morning was I saw a head and shoulder pattern being formed here. You got the left shoulder, you got the top of the head, you got the right shoulder, and I just take that measure move from the top of the head to the neckline on the head and shoulder pattern, and I saw that Ethereum could break down, right, to 1561. So that was my target. So I was already planning on putting a short in. I did a little bit of a position right here. It came down, but then we had a little fake out, right? And then we came back up and we did something even better, okay? We made a double top here on Ethereum, okay? The double top being around 1613 and then over here at 1601, okay? And I just added more to my shorts at 1600 and 1610, and I rode that puppy down once the double top played out, kind of almost like an M, looks like an M, okay, the double top, but it played out and the double top brought me down to the 1540 actually is what we saw Ethereum get down to this afternoon. And this was right after Jerome Powell spoke. Jerome Powell said that tariffs are inflationary and they lower growth, which spooked the markets and scared investors into thinking that, all right, they're probably not going to lower interest rates for their May meeting coming up. So people decided to get out of assets altogether, including Ethereum. The only thing that actually went up today and is making all-time highs, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to the markets, but the only thing that actually went up is gold. Okay, let's take a look at the price of gold right now. I know we usually look at crypto, right? But you can't not pay attention to what's really making money these days here. And that's the price of gold right now. Currently trading at $3,342 right now. Looking at the daily candle here. Wow. Oh, Jesus. I mean, that's a big green candle, up 3.5%. And this thing just keeps skyrocketing up. How far could gold go? Well, I mean, you would have to really do a Fibonacci analysis here to get an idea as what the Fib extension levels might be for gold. But I think I have a near-term target of $3,800 for gold at the 1.618 Fibonacci level. So we could see gold get up to that price if it continues doing what it's been doing. All right, and then I'm gonna have to probably readjust this chart here. Okay, but let's also take a look at the price of silver, because silver could also probably do pretty well here as well, along with gold. Yeah, so I had a Fibonacci analysis here on silver, and silver's currently trading at $32.73 right now. And the 1618 puts silver at $42 an ounce, which I believe is possible, because if we zoom out here, if I go to the weekly chart for silver, you can see that silver actually has been as high as about $49. So to say that silver could go to $42 doesn't seem too far of a stretch here. I even did some more Fibonacci analysis from the lows that silver made back in 2000 all the way up to the highs at $49. And this is saying that the ultimate 1618 level for silver could actually be about $86. But I think more realistically, a 1.382 level of $75 could be in play for silver. So you could see a double in price in silver if things really get going in the precious metal markets here. The only thing that could stop this is if Trump gets rid of the tariffs and the economy starts going back to the way things were, then you might lose this this rally in silver and gold. But yeah, looks like egos are in charge of the markets right now and in charge of the countries in the tariffs, and this tariff war is not coming to an end. So how else do you make money as an investor if your businesses are losing money and profits? You're going to put it into gold and silver instead, because right now the U.S. Treasury market is not doing so well either. And you know, there are investors that are selling their treasuries to cover the losses that they're making in their stocks, and that's causing interest rates to go up and causing the treasuries to be sold. And the only thing that is holding its literally its weight in gold is gold and silver. So that's a little quick snippet of the markets about like what's actually doing well today is gold and silver. I see that Lisa's in the chat. Okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure why it's not showing me streaming here. Okay. Oh, you know what? I forgot to wow. Did all that analysis there and I thought I had this thing showing. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know about that, Lisa. Apparently I forgot to hit the button to switch me over. All right. So yeah, we've been looking at silver and we looked at gold, and I guess that kind of ruins my stream there for my YouTube guys. Okay. But we could just continue on here. Like I said, you know, silver, price of silver, I can see it going up to like $42. And summarizing it up, I could also see it going up to like $75 in the future here, if things keep on trucking along with silver. And then with gold, right, I said gold has a price target about $3,800. All right, let's get back into looking at Ethereum here, because I just totally missed that. Try to show that to apparently I didn't click the button over, but Ethereum is currently trading at 1581 right now. And just going back to the 5-minute chart, we'll look at Ethereum one more time here. You know, what I saw earlier today in the morning was on Ethereum, I saw the head and shoulder pattern being formed right here. And that head and shoulder pattern, you just measure from the top of the head to the neckline. And you just take that measure move, and it told me that Ethereum was going to come down to like 1560. So that was my target zone. We actually blew past that. All right, but we had a little bit of fake out over here. The bulls tried to push the price back up right before Jerome Powell started speaking. And then they sent the price down lower, and it created a double top. And that was absolutely gorgeous to see for my day trading. And for any day traders out there, you see a double top, you should be shorting that. And you can see that they took the price down all the way to as low as like 1538. So went right past my target. I was able to make my payday on that Ethereum short. And then, of course, they brought the price back up again. And then now they're still trying to bring the price up again. And I'm thinking about reloading my shorts here, because looking at the Ethereum chart, right? I know we're looking at the 5-minute time frame, but now it's kind of like a trader's market. So it's really hard to be long-term investing in any of these assets here. So you might as well be trading it or day trading it as best as you can. What we have here with Ethereum is we have one top here and a lower high here. Okay, and what I can see going forward here is that with the RSI, we have the RSI here at 63 for Ethereum at this top that it made. But then we have an RSI of like 65 at this lower high. This right here is hidden bearish divergence on Ethereum. Okay, you got lower highs on the price, but you got higher high on the RSI. That's a divergence, and it's a hidden bearish divergence. What it means is that the price should be coming down low, because the bulls, they tried pushing the price up high, and they had a lot of buying pressure according to the RSI, but they weren't able to actually make another higher high. They made a lower high. So that's bearish. Okay, so you should be, if you're short-term trading Ethereum right now, you should be trying to load up on those shorts right now. And then seeing if maybe you can probably sell, you know, I'm sorry, buy back in again on Ethereum at like 1550, 1560 if you're day trading Ethereum right now. Thanks, Lisa, for letting me know about you not being able to see me. I'm glad you're able to hear me now. But yeah, I had to click. I forgot to click the button over. I must have like, yeah, I didn't double check to make sure that I didn't, you know, click it over. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin now. Bitcoin currently trading at $84,450. We're looking at the 5-minute time frame. Might as well, right? You know, with Bitcoin, you know, I was starting to get a little bit excited about Bitcoin getting above the 200 moving average on the 5-minute time frame here. That red line, leading me to believe that, you know, Bitcoin could possibly be bottoming out and actually starting to go to higher prices here. We actually went to higher prices earlier this morning, and then Jerome Powell started speaking, and then we lost that all the moving averages. We actually came right below the 200 moving average here on the 5-minute time frame. But it looks like we are carrying ourselves back up to try to get up to higher prices again. We're above the 50-day moving average on the 5-minute time frame here. Let me zoom out, see the overall picture. We'll look at the 1-hour time frame on Bitcoin. And what we're seeing here with Bitcoin, you know, we made that double bottom from last week, which sent us up to higher prices here. And what I am looking for with Bitcoin is I just want to see us maintain higher lows and not make lower lows, okay? So we're kind of making higher lows right now. We're staying above the 200 moving average on the 1-hour time frame. If we lose this 200 moving average, this red line on the 1-hour time frame, if Bitcoin goes below $82,000, that's when I would start to become cautious, a little bit worried about this bull rally that we're trying to create with Bitcoin. I would start to become more bearish if we lose $82,000. As I zoom out to the daily time frame, you'll see that here that $82,000 is an important number because that is the 7.786 retracement level at 81,800. Okay, if we lose that level, then we're going to continue being bearish on Bitcoin, and that's just using the Fibonacci analysis from 109,300 all the way down to the low that we made here in April when we got down to $74,400. It tells us that the 786 fib level is at $81,800. That's where I would become more bearish on Bitcoin. That's when I would start to worry that we're actually going to go down and make lower prices, or at least come and revisit the lows that we made here in the beginning of April. So that $82,000 is an important number to be looking out for. And then also this white line, the 21 EMA, okay, closely follows the price. Right now it's acting as support. Price is using it as support, but if we lose that 21 EMA, look where the 21 EMA is sitting at. That white number is at 82,780 right now. Okay, so that's why I say, like, if we lose like $82,000 or even $83,000 at this point, we could be in a world of hurt for Bitcoin, and probably going to see some lower prices. And if we do see lower prices, I would, you know, probably see if I can scoop them up, some lower, some good value Bitcoin at like $74,000, $75,000, where we were trading, you know, last week at those lows. You could get an opportunity to buy it, but realistically speaking, if we do lose $82,000 and $83,000, most likely we'll probably come down to the $79,000 level here, where we had some candlewick closes and openings around that level. Okay, and we even had some candle wicks at that area. So I think $79,000 would be a more reasonable area to scoop up some cheaper Bitcoin if we start losing the prices that we have right now. All right, let's see if I got some requests here. Looks like we have Brian saying thoughts on XCN. We can take a look at that one. Lorenzo, the market could go up or it could go down. Yes, every single day, every single minute, it could do that. All right. I'm gonna see if I have any other requests here besides XCN. I don't want to miss any requests here. I guess XCN is going to be the first to look at. Oh, okay. Brian has a comment here. What's a good trading platform for a beginner? There's a few platforms out there, but I would try to do whatever one that you can start doing demo trading on would be a good place to start in order to start on your investing journey here. Okay, I would start using whatever platform you can use that can actually allow you to trade with fake money first before you actually use your own money. All right, let's take a look at XCN. All right, XCN currently at about a little bit over $1.50, trading at 0.0179 pennies here, down 3.5%. What are we looking here for XCN? XCN did look like it got some support off of this 50-day moving average, which is currently at about 0.016 pennies. You want to see us maintain that, form a higher low over here, and then start going up to higher prices if you're going to continue being bullish on XCN. I'll do a little fib analysis here. Let's see, we got as high as like 0.027 pennies, so yeah. All right, so the fib levels are saying that the 0.382 retracement is at $0.015. So you would want to see Onyx Coin defend the $0.015 level, because you have the 50-day and you also have the 0.382 retracement acting as support. If you lose that for whatever reason, you do have the 0.236 level, which could provide some support at about a little bit over a penny, about a 0.012 pennies here. And then you have the 21 exponential moving average curving back up again. That could also provide some support. So, you know, if I was trying to add to my Onyx Coin position here, I would be putting in buy orders in at like $0.015 or 0.012 pennies. Seems to be a good value area to be adding onto your Onyx Coin position. And maybe you catch the higher low over here, or maybe you catch the low over here, and then this thing continues going up to higher prices. Now, if it does continue to go up to higher prices, you do have the 1618 saying that this thing would want to get back up to like 4 pennies at some point. Let me go ahead and turn on the VRVP here, see what the VRVP has to say about some of these levels here. All right, so I got the VRVP, which is this green and red bars here. And it's saying that the point of control, POC, most likely level that this price is going to be magnetically attracted to, is about this blue line here at about 2 pennies. Okay, 0.019 pennies. I mean, actually, to be exact, 0.0169. Okay. So that might be the level, and that's also falls within the 0.618 retracement golden pocket level here. As I start to zoom out a little bit more and we get some more data here, okay, the VRVP is now showing that the value area high, all right, it just reset on me, but the value area high is about a little bit less than 3 pennies, 0.028 pennies, so that could be another take profit target for you, okay. That also happens to be the level that I think we got as high at on last Friday. We saw this thing get up to like 0.027 pennies, so that could be another good take profit level, okay. And then just as I start to show you the points, let's see, 1.618 is saying for some reason 4 pennies is sticking out here, and I don't really see anything on the VRVP that backs that up. But I feel more confident that 0.027 pennies, which is where the value area high is at right now, or 0.028 should be your take profit target on Onyx Coin. All right, Jack Slam wants me to look at was it Aerodrome? All right. Check out Aerodrome. You're in the short on it. Okay, we'll see if that short will play out for you. TikTok user says don't buy crypto right now. Okay. What should we be buying then? And I think, yeah, I think that covers the request. All right, so we'll look at Aerodrome. Aerodrome Finance. You got a short on it. All right, so now here we are looking at Aerodrome Finance, currently at 39 cents, slightly above with a green candle, up about 0.5%. I am looking at the VRVP here. It looks like I looked at Aerodrome before in the past, and it was in a falling wedge, and we thought that the falling wedge could break out to like $1.87 here. Looks like it's continuing this falling wedge pattern here. I would have to redraw this a little bit, but I mean, this is why, you know, I'm not even going to redraw it, okay? We just know that this thing's in a downtrend. But, you know, using patterns, sometimes they play out, sometimes they don't. In this case, it's not really playing out. But looking at the VRVP here, okay, the green and red bars to the right, you get your point of control, that blue line. This thing does want to get back up to about 52 cents or around like 50 cents. Should be where a lot of people would either consider selling their Aerodrome or maybe buying back in again. The value area low is slightly below the point of control right now at 48 cents. So a lot of people are just clearly underwater on this crypto. How much lower could it possibly go? If I zoom out here, right? Because I know you're in a short right now, okay? But just using all this data, okay, going back to like February of 2024, right? You got your VRVP saying the point of control, the last area of support should be at like 10 cents, right? Now, I'm not sure where you entered in on your short here, okay? Let me just get rid of the VRVP. We'll go into like a naked chart. But this thing has been making lower highs, lower lows consistently. And I identify like the last significant lower high here was around March 4th when this thing was as high as like 72 cents. So I would identify that as you know, probably a stop loss. Okay, but you probably moved your stop loss, like, you know, if you were shorting here, okay, you probably moved your stop loss probably to like this level at like 55 cents because I see some sideways trading action in this area. So I'll probably put the stop loss right there as of now for Aerodrome, and you can continue riding this this puppy down. Now I do see what could be the beginnings of a bear flag here, and you might be able to continue shorting this puppy here. All right. If this bear flag continues to play out, then you have a price target of about 15 cents. So you could probably ride this thing down a little bit further on your short on Aerodrome. Okay. Now, let's see if the RSI is showing any bullish divergence, because if you're getting bullish divergence, then your short might not play out, or at least you might not get down to the levels that you're hoping to get down to. Okay. All right. So going and looking at the RSI, it looks like you got a reaction here. Lows, we saw a low of RSI as low as like 23.92. Got quick reaction. This is creating the bear flag here, but you don't see any higher lows. Okay. What I would be concerned though is if we do start making a higher low on the RSI, then you know that means buyers are stepping in and buying this price up, and then that could be showing some bullish divergence, and then you might want to be getting out of your short if the buyers are going to be stepping up to the plate here. But right now, currently, stochastic RSI is a little bit high. Okay, so you could probably continue shorting. Looking at the MACD, I got that. Try and get the MACD here to show up here. I have to zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Are we gonna start showing some? All right. Yeah, so MACD is showing a little bit of green candles here. But what I'm liking with the MACD is now you're starting to get light green candles, which means the buying pressure is starting to wane down a little bit. And you're looking to see some red candles here. Once you start seeing red candles showing up, I would probably start thinking about taking profit on your short there on Aerodrome. Especially if you start seeing red candles turning into pink candles, which means that the selling pressure is starting to die down. Okay. Once you see the selling pressure starting to die down, it might be time to get out of your short using the MACD there. Hope that helps. Don't forget to hit the like button if you're liking my technical analysis so far. MMA Squire! Good to see you in the live stream. Appreciate the compliment. Alright, so you take profits at 34 cents. Okay, you're almost there. You're almost there on that take profit target. Congratulations if you're able to take profit at that level. Alright, MMA Squire, appreciate you coming out. User 472 is asking for H-bar. We'll take a look at that. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any requests here. Yeah, I think that's the next one for now. All right, we'll take a look at H-bar. H-bar is currently trading at a little bit under 16 pennies, 0.158 pennies to be exact. And what can we gather from H-bar? Hedera. I think I'm saying that right. Well, right now, just looking at the chart and the moving averages, I can see that this thing is below the 200-day moving average, so we are going to be bearish on this. Our bias is going to be bearish on this crypto until we can see something that shows us that that we're forming higher lows or possibly a double bottom or bullish divergence. So let's see if we can see anything that's showing that we're making a bottom here. I do see that, you know, price has come down. It's pretty obvious, right? We're making lower lows here on price. Could this be the beginning of some bullish divergence? Are buyers stepping up, creating higher lows on the RSI? Okay? Because that could be the beginning of bullish divergence and could be the beginning of bottoming out here. Now, it would be nice if Hedera would just stop going down in price, and then this could just be a higher low. And if that's a higher low, then you're just looking to see price go up and actually create a higher high, and then another higher low, and then just continue making higher lows and higher highs. And then you know for sure that this thing is in an uptrend, right? If it's doing that. But we just don't know yet. We just don't know, and I feel like that's that kind of sentiment is what we have with crypto all around. We just don't know yet. Okay, we might come down lower, right? We could come down on Hedera and actually form an equal low or a double bottom around like 12 cents, and then we might come back up and go to higher highs. Okay, and that would just be just as good. Okay. Not as bullish as making a higher low right now, but making the same low that you made back here on Tuesday, April 8th. We got as low as like 12.5 cents here. If we come back to 12.5 cents again on this crypto, you can strategically game plan that that trade there, and you could have a stop loss at like maybe 11 cents or 10 cents if you want it to be a little bit more generous. And then you can just ride this puppy up to higher prices. Hope that your stop loss doesn't get triggered, okay? But if it does get triggered, you're only losing, well, if you have the stop loss at 10 cents and you're buying right now, you're probably going to lose about like 50 or 60%. But you're looking to buy this thing probably again at 11 or 12 cents and then put your stop loss at 10 cents. Keep it tight, nice and tight. Because if you lose 10 cents on Hedera, then you're probably going down to lower prices. And if you do, then, you know, I would have to pull up the VRVP here, see what kind of levels we might come down to. But just looking at some previous price action, you know, this thing was trading at like 5 cents back in September of 2024. So, you know, if this thing loses 10 cents, it might come down to 5 cents, and then you end up losing like 50% of your investment if you continue to ride it down to those levels. So that's what I see with Hedera. You know, as this thing does go up to higher prices, you want to start taking profits, you know, probably when you get to the 200-day moving average at 19 cents would probably be the first take profit target. And then maybe around here at like 23 cents where you have the 50-day and 100-day moving average sitting at there. Let me go ahead and turn the VRVP real quick, and it could probably give you some take profit levels as well. So yeah, you got a high volume node here at like 19 cents, probably be your first level to take profit. Then you got the value area high at like 28 cents. Okay, that's almost like a double from where you are right now. So I would be taking profit after you double your money. 28 cents, 30 cents, call it a day. All right. Let's see. We'll take a look at a crypto that's actually doing pretty well today. And that would be Solana. Let's see what Solana's doing. All right. So the point of control for Solana is at $126. This crypto is trading at $132. So slightly above its point of control. And Solana did a very nice thing today, okay? It actually used the point of control as support. And it bounced off of that support line. And could this possibly be Solana creating a higher low, right? What I would like to see now is I would like to see Solana try to challenge the high that it made back on Tuesday, March 25th, when it got as high as $147. If we could see Solana get above $147, then that would create a higher high, and that gives more credence that we're bottoming out here on Solana and starting a bull trend. All right, $144 is the high volume node here. Okay, and 147 would be like the previous high that it needs to beat in order to be a higher high. So you might want to start putting some lines on the chart just to remind yourself that higher high, you want to see 147, 148 bucks. And then right here, you got you know, high volume node on the VRVP is saying that Solana might see some resistance at 144 bucks. So we got those lines in the chart there. And I have another line here just below us saying that there's another high volume node here at 120 bucks. If Solana does go below 120 bucks, then I have to be bearish again on Solana. Right now we're kind of in like no man's, like kind of like trading, like we're in a battle between the bulls and the bears right now at 120 bucks and 140 bucks. Could be where Solana just trades sideways for a little bit before we get some more clarity on the direction that it wants to go. But yeah, kudos to Solana. I think there was some good news about a Solana ETF that came out in Canada that might be providing some of this extra buying power with Solana, and they're doing Solana staking rewards with that ETF in Canada, so investors can earn income, additional income from all the staking rewards with Solana. But this is only available in Canada though. Doesn't really help the people that are in America. Yes, Solana is looking strong right now. Let me go into the 15-minute chart, see what it looks like on the 15-minute. So with the 15-minute chart, my VRVP kind of changes here a little bit. and we have the point of control at 128 bucks. So if you're day trading Solana right now, if you're getting prices lower than 129 bucks, you're doing pretty well. We are going to probably top out here in the value area high at 135 bucks, which is where that white line is at. So I expect that Solana might get a little bit more of a push up, but then get rejected again at 135 bucks. Come back down, maybe use this point of control, this blue line at $129 as a area of support. And then if we're going to continue being bullish on Solana, we want to actually push past 135 bucks. 135 bucks seems to be the line of sand that the bears are defending. $135 very strong right now on Solana. Okay, however, the bulls are defending the $123 level as of now, or 125, anywhere between 123 125 123 and 125 seems to be the level that the bulls are defending on Solana right now. All right. Let's see. Appreciate the gifts here, guys, and don't forget to hit that like button. And if you guys are new to the stream and you like these live streams here, go ahead and hit that follow button for my TikTok guys and for my YouTube streamers. If you want to see more streams like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can come join the Meet Gaming community and take a look at these cryptos and stocks. And I take your requests as of now. I do it all for free until it gets to be a little bit too much. Then maybe I might start, prioritizing, yeah, I can't even speak right now. But I'll give priority to people that actually tip at some point if it gets to be a little bit too much. All right, Solana. Let's take a look at some other cryptos here. Which one should I haven't talked about in a while? We haven't really I don't think I actually talked about Bitcoin Cash. BCH, Bitcoin Cash is currently trading at $323 right now, up 1% today. Let's go into the daily chart here for Bitcoin Cash. Point of control for Bitcoin Cash is down at 237. So there's some support there if this thing does come down to those levels. That'd be $100, almost $100 haircut from where it is right now. All right, this looks a little bit better on the VRVP. Actually, I like this better because now this is starting to make more sense. So this is data going back to August of 2024. Okay, and the value area low, probably the good point to be buying Bitcoin Cash is at $286. Is a good area to be buying Bitcoin Cash. Point of control is kind of like where we're at right now. Point of control is at 334, and value area high at 456. You got a big gap. If we can get past the $339, $340 level here on Bitcoin Cash, you might see this thing do a tear and go up to high prices and not actually get any resistance until it gets up to like 430 bucks. Okay, where you got some sideways trading action back in like January and November, December of last year. You might not see any resistance until you get back to that level. So Bitcoin Cash could easily pop up to higher prices when it decides to do that. If we can get bullish again on these cryptocurrencies here. Let's see what the moving averages are showing here on Bitcoin Cash. I'm a little bit curious now. Moving average is saying that 200-day moving average is at 393 and 100 days at 403. So that could be some temporary resistance before you get up to that $430 level. So just be on the lookout for that as you go up to higher prices here on Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, if Bitcoin Cash is going to continue being bullish, I want to see it actually use this 21 EMA as a line of support. We had broken past it you know, about a few weeks ago, only to then come back down below it again. I want to actually come down to this 21 EMA at like 305 bucks, defend that level, use it as support so we can go up to higher prices here on Bitcoin Cash. All right, user 472 saying that Chainlink is looking like it's going down. All right, we'll take a look at that one. And then Rob's Knowledge is asking for Shiba Inu. I think that's, you know, that's actually looking like a request right there. So I'm gonna do Shiba Inu first, and then I'll look at Chainlink after that. Shiba Inu, a very popular meme coin out there. And Shiba Inu is currently trading at 11.89, up 1.8% today. Looks like I had some previous chart work here on Shiba Inu. Probably because I saw some bullish divergence. I could see that on the chart already. And I was just wondering if this was going to bottom out and start going up to higher prices here. And it looked like it was trying to, right? All right, yeah, this is sticking out. Okay, so we kind of had like a double bottom here on Shiba Inu. And I measured the double bottom from like right over here. We had a bottom on March 11th. We came down to like we came down to like the 1080 level on March 11th, and then here on April 6th we came down to like the 1100 level. And that was looking like a double bottom to me. And the way a double bottom plays out, if you measure from the bottom to the top in between the two bottoms, it gives you this measure move here, this yellow line. And you take that, you put it on top of the top in between the two bottoms. And it gives you an idea, is like if this thing plays out, then, you know, Shiba Inu should come up to probably where this 100-day moving average is currently at like 2,000. So Shiba Inu could possibly be a double in price from where it is right now. And with Shiba Inu, we are looking to see if we can create a higher low here and go up to higher prices and actually get above. Well, this is going to be kind of hard to do, but you know, if we can get above that high on March 26th when we got as high as 1567, that would actually create a higher high for Shiba Inu, and then we know for sure that we're in a bull run here, right? But I would even settle for the level of like, just where the candle closes, we're at like 1417. Yeah, like 1417, 1419. If Shiba Inu can get back up to that level, then, you know, I would count that as a higher high if you just disregard this candle wick here. And I would be feeling more confident about Shiba Inu going up to higher prices. Right now, I could just tell you that stochastic RSI is pretty high right now on Shiba Inu, so that leads me to believe that we might come back down. And if we do come down, we want to look for that higher low, okay, on Shiba Inu. We do not want to go any lower than what we did here back on April 9th when we got as low as like 1029. We do not want to go lower than that, because if we do, then that means we're still in a downtrend here on Shiba Inu. We have to try again, looking for a bottom here, but we're hoping that this was the bottom. And even this was also a double bottom on Shiba Inu, right here and right here. So right now you're just looking to see if you can make higher highs and higher lows on Shiba Inu. All right, then the next one was Chainlink. Okay, I think we talked about Chainlink a couple of days ago, but we'll take a look at it one more time. Chainlink, yeah, see, I got some previous chart work here on Chainlink. Chainlink is currently trading at $12.41. Let me just clean things up here a little bit. I'm gonna get rid of this as well. Get rid of that. Yeah, I gotta clean this chart up a little bit here. But you know, just from my previous chart work with Chainlink, looks Looks like Chainlink was in a bull flag. You know, this was like a falling wedge, or you even call it a bull flag. And if you measure this bull flag out, right, from the bottom here in November 2024 to the top here in January, okay, take that measure move, you put it to like where Chainlink could break out at like $12.40, right? And it's saying that your ultimate take profit target should be about $28 on Chainlink. So this thing could possibly double in value at some point later on in 2025 if we can get a bull run going on here. If a certain guy in the White House would just stop slapping tariffs on everybody, then maybe we could actually see these assets play out to the upside here. But yeah, let me get rid of that here. I'll even get rid of this here. Okay, we'll just look at this chart. Are we bottoming out here on Chainlink? Looks like we got as low as about $10 on April 7th. Another low here at like 10.43. You could count that as a double bottom, possibly. I think they're like 1 to 3%. Anything that's like 1 to 3% off from the from each other on the lows that's considered a double bottom. Or at least that's what I read when I did some reading up on how to trade charts. And you know, I'm just looking at the MACD, RSI. You know, with the RSI, you know, you want to maintain this uptrend that you're in right now. You don't want to go any lower than that. Your RSIs are trying to create higher lows here. So we just want to see if this thing is going to make another higher low on the price as well, and then go up to higher prices here. It would be nice to see if it can get above the high that it made here on March 26th, when we were as high as like almost 16 bucks. So if this thing can get up to 16 bucks, that's going to make a lot of traders and investors feel confident that we're creating a rally and a bull trend here. And I just want to see, I want to see Chainlink, you know, basically come up, get above 16 bucks, maybe go to 17 bucks, overshoot a little bit, come down, make a higher low, and then just shoot up to higher prices after that. That's what I'm looking for with Chainlink. Right now with Chainlink, the stochastic RSI is a little high right now. It could stay high, and we could stay at these prices that we're at right now. But if this thing starts coming back down again, then I would start looking for I would start looking to see if this thing's gonna make a higher low here, or maybe we come back and retest the lows that we made back about a week ago. But I think this thing is trying to find a bottom here. We'll just have to see. We're kind of in like wait and see mode with a lot of these assets, and also with the economy and the tariff talk and possible trade deals. I think if we start getting some trade deals, it could be a relief to this market. And if we start seeing them getting rid of tariffs or making exemptions and lowering tariffs, then that could also cause these markets to go back up again. And we might see the lows that we've made for the year right now. All right, let's see. How's the market looking? Oof. I was trying to short Ethereum. I'm looking at the price of Ethereum again right now for myself. And I was trying to short Ethereum because I thought we were making a lower high here on the price. I'm on the 5-minute chart for Ethereum, and I saw this you know, higher high on the RSI. But it looks like Bitcoin is climbing, and so is Ethereum, and I'm gonna get stopped out on my Ethereum short here. Because if this played out, this was looking like hidden bearish divergence, right? For those who don't know, hidden bearish divergence is you're making a higher high on the RSI, but you're making lower highs here on the price. And it just indicates that the buyers weren't able to push the price high enough to get it to make a higher high. And that means that we're going to just continue on the bearish trend here. But looks like things are reversing and changing up on us right now. Let me go into the 15-minute chart here. Try to show some more data. And then I'll turn on the VRVP here. And it will let you know, like, you know, you can use the VRVP, especially if you're range bound on a certain asset. You can use this VRVP to just basically show you where the lows and the highs are going to be. And you can see that the VRVP, the value area low on Ethereum is, you know, 1550. If you're able to buy at that level, you're doing pretty well for yourself in the near term if you're day trading Ethereum. And then you got the value area high sitting at like 1630. So if you're able to sell Ethereum for like 1630, you're getting a good price if you're day trading it. And then you should be able to see this thing come right back down, probably to the high volume node here. That's currently sitting at like 1590. That's like right where we're sitting at with Ethereum. And then you got the point of control, which should act as a good area of support. And this blue line, this point of control is like a magnet. So price usually comes down to that level. And look at that, like, you know, look at the previous price actions. When we came down to that blue level, we automatically bounced right off of it, got a reaction. And we came down again, we bounced right off it, got a reaction, okay? And then we kind of like hanged out, you know, above the value area high here for a little bit. But then when we came down, right, we came right back to that point of control, that blue line. We actually came below it, got to the value area low. Then we came back above the point of control. And we've been kind of like sitting above it. We're trying to get above it. But we keep coming right back to that point of control, that blue line. So if you're not good enough to get Ethereum at 1550, then you could try to see if you can get it at like 1565 is where that point of control is sitting at right now for Ethereum. And this is just using data going back from like Thursday or Friday. If you're day trading this is how you would day trade it. Okay, so you buy low, sell high, buy back in again at lower prices until you get an actual, until we either, you know, convincingly get above the value area high, this white line, or if we break below this value area low with a significant move, then you know, like, this trading range is no longer in play anymore. All right. Appreciate the follow. Thank you, Itzy Rodriguez. Guys, I think I'm going to end the live stream right there. I've been live for almost an hour now. And I usually go live for about an hour. And if I'm not getting any requests, then yeah, it kind of, you know, it's just me talking to myself and responding to myself. But I appreciate you guys coming on to live stream and putting in these requests. If I didn't have other things to do, maybe I would do, you know, extend the live stream for like another half hour or you know, another hour on top of what we've already done. But I have some things I needed to do. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just end the live stream. But I appreciate you guys coming out to the Meet Damien live streams. I think tomorrow I'm gonna try to make some TikToks and some YouTube shorts to like just update you guys on some of these coins. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna go live again tomorrow. Depends if I got the time and energy to do it. But yeah, just be on the lookout. If I do go live, I'll probably be around the same time, around like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. East Coast time here in the United States. Take care, guys.